right, we're on a 6 chart today, and I changed up the side work, so be sure to take a look at that. Soup of the day today is chicken tortilla soup. TJ, nice shirt. Would you sleep in that last night? All right. Are you done with that crossword puzzle yet? I'd like to go over some stuff about CSI. So the scores are in the tank one more time.
What's a good 5-letter word for this directional, Kelly?
Bored.
What are we going to do for a shift drink today?
Water with lemon.
Nice. Real nice. We'll order up some food for pre-meal. What are we going to have?
Nachos.
Yeah, get a dessert too. And let's get this rolling.
Is it any wonder why some pre-shifts seem to de-energize the staff, not get them rolling, kind of like this projector? Well, those days are gone, for good. Starting today, the pre-shift is history. The directional is 86th, and the new day of the power shift is here. The power shift is a work-starting meeting that involves high energy, that engages the staff and gets them ready to work and work effectively. The power shift is all about having a specific message that acts as a call to action for that day's work. POWER stands for Pulse Check, Outcomes, Why, Engage, and Reward. All are key ingredients for an effective, meaningful, and fast-paced shift meeting. To get you up to speed on how to run your own power shift and get the results you need, we've brought in one of Applebee's best. Tom Monahan is the general manager of Applebee's in Grand Prairie, Texas, located near Fort Worth. Tom was honored as Co-GM of the Year in 2005. He brings a bunch of experience and practical knowledge, and I know you'll pick up some valuable ideas from him. As I just said, a power shift requires energy, and that starts with the manager.
My energy level is huge. It has to be at the highest level so that all the staff feels that and it transcends into the staff. Their energy level is going to be set by the manager running the power shift. If you have a great power shift with a great energy level, you're probably going to have a great shift.
So a great shift starts with getting associates excited and revved up, but it also means making sure they execute correctly.
The most important thing, I want them feeling energized, but I also want them knowing what the call to action for today for that shift is. If we're going to be covering hot food hot, if we're going to be covering another service item, I want them to be walking away from the power shift with a call to action, with an actionable step that they can employ while they're executing their shift.
Great advice from a successful GM. Okay, now we'll see Tom in action as he conducts a power shift with his dining room associates. He'll cover a food item, featured beverages, and a service item, all in 5 minutes.
All right, how's everybody doing today?
Good.
Okay, we need to do a little bit better than that. How's everybody doing today?
Great.
Much better. We're going to have a fabulous power shift this morning. We're going to review a food item, a few beverage items. We're going to go over the Fiesta Lime Chicken, the Strawberry Cocoa Frost, and a Cherry Limeade. Then we're going to cover a service item, and we have a few other miscellaneous items that we need to cover as well. First, we're going to go over the food item, and Tiffany's going to review a Fiesta Lime Chicken for us.
Hi everybody, how are you doing?
Good.
All right, we're going to start out with our 8-ounce chicken breast, which is marinated in lime and tequila flavor. And then we're going to nestle it on top of our tortilla strips. And then we're going to stick some Mexican ranch on top and some jack cheddar cheese and stick in the melt. And then we're going to have our Southwest rice on the side, the pico de gallo, and the lime on the garnish. If you squeeze the lime on top, it really gives it that extra flavor.
Great job. Thank you, Tiffany.
Not a problem.
Now we're all going to taste the Fiesta Lime, and then after we taste it, we're going to get some reaction on some great words you can use to describe it.
You want one, Barney?
Sure thing.
Oh yeah.
That's good stuff.
Now we got to think of ways we can grab their attention, paint the picture, and set the sail. Krista, can you tell us how you would do that?
Sure. I'd let our guests know if they're interested in a dinner with a Southwest flair that this would be a great dish for them. It's our boneless tequila chicken breast, and then we top it off with some Mexican ranch dressing, and then it's served with a side of our spicy Southwest rice. And then we have a little pico de gallo if they'd like to give it a little extra kick, and then they have a lime they can squeeze on top of it as well.
All right, thanks, Krista.
You're welcome.
Okay, Tiffany, Clay, and Barnes, you guys can head back to the kitchen again. Thank you very much. And TJ, if you could grab the beverages from the bar, we can do our beverage review now. Okay, while TJ's grabbing the beverages, we'll partner up with Apple Buddies and practice painting the picture of the Fiesta Lime chicken with each other.
It's one of my favorite Southwest menu items. I think so. It's a nice golden brown, served with Southwest rice. It's one of my favorite menu items. I seriously get it once a week.
Great job. All right, TJ has our beverages and he's going to describe them for us.
The beverages today are the strawberry cocoa frost and the cherry limeade. The strawberry cocoa frost has strawberry IO mix, pina colada mix, and banana mix. It's also got crushed pineapple in it, and it's got a fresh strawberry and a pineapple wedge and your non-alcoholic straw. The cherry limeade has half of a lime squeezed and dropped in, a half ounce of lime juice, and 1 ounce of grenadine, and the special ingredient we have in our cherry limeade is the Sobe Adrenaline Rush. Also 3 ounces of lemon lime soda, a cherry lime spirit is the garnish, and it's got your non-alcoholic straw, of course.
Thanks, TJ. And now we're going to sample all the beverages. And so there's no double dipping. Here's 2 straws for everyone. And start thinking about how we're going to paint the picture for the guest. Okay, now that we've all tasted the beverages, I'd like you to start figuring out how you're going to paint the picture for the guest. And Kelly, how would you do that?
Well, I would say that the strawberry cocoa frost is really smooth and creamy, and they're both really refreshing and fruity, and they're just really good. And I really like that the cherry limeade has the extra energy boost with the Sobe, and that's my favorite.
All right, thanks, Kelly. And just like we did with the food, I'd like everybody to partner up with an Apple Buddy and practice how we're going to paint the picture before I cut you loose on the guest. Ready, go.
I'll tell you what, that cherry limeade has so much the coconut flavor.
Yeah, great combination.
It reminds me a lot of banana berry freeze.
Yeah, that is the only good.
Okay, great job, guys. Now we're going to move on to the service piece. And our guests have told us that we're doing a great job at the door. It's really important to make them feel welcome. But we've had some opportunities with hot food hot and cold food cold. So why is hot food hot important?
Well, I think that if the food's not the right temperature, it just ruins the whole meal. Nobody wants a hot salad, but a cold steak is just horrible. Nobody likes it.
It's not like the food has a long way to go. I mean, it's coming out of our kitchen. It should be hot.
What are some ways that we can make that happen?
I'd say teamwork, helping your other servers run their food if they don't have the chance to.
If we have a big party, we can help each other run the food. Because I know personally, I don't eat my food before everyone else at the table has their food.
We need to make sure we don't bump or stab the ticket before the food's on the way to the table, because something might get left behind and die in the window.
Great ideas. Now, can we do this every day, every shift?
Yes.
Good job. Okay, so we're going to run the food as soon as it's up. We're going to help each other with big orders, and we're going to watch the tickets so nothing gets left behind, right?
Right.
Great. I have about 1 more minute left, and we have a few more things to go over.
Well, Tom made it look easy. But it takes some work ahead of time as he prepares for each power shift.
Well, when you're preparing for the power shift, using the power shift planner helps you to remember to include the food, the beverage, a service item, and a call to action. And it sets you up and prepares you so that you're not winging the power shift.
Tom's use of planning pays off for him, and it will for any manager or GM. Now let's watch as Tom conducts a power shift with his kitchen associates and bartender.
How's everybody doing today?
Good.
How about one more time? How are we doing today?
Great.
All right, let's go over some recipes today.
Tom makes sure that he gets his apron time with his kitchen associates and builds the sense of team spirit and good work habits. He reviews recipes and plate presentations with cooks. He also reviews service topics as they relate to the kitchen, such as speed of service, temperature of food, etc. And these should relate to the dining room service topic.
One of the service issues I want to talk about today is hot food hot and cold food cold. What are some of the ways that we can make sure that the food goes out hot when it needs to and cold when it needs to?
Tom also creates energy by asking questions, acknowledging participation in individual contributions. Tom prepares the featured items side by side with the cooks. Then they sample the food and talk about the dishes and how they hit the taste profile. Tom also makes sure to tell the team that he appreciates their execution and thanks them for their work.
How you doing today, TJ?
Good, how are you?
I'm fabulous. Our featured beverages today are the Strawberry Cocoa Frost and the Cherry Limeade. And I know you've made these 1,000 times, but I'd like to go ahead and review the recipes. Why don't we go ahead and go through the Cherry Limeade?
Tom works with his bartender too. During setup time, they review recipes for featured beverages of the day. Tom also writes the featured beverages in the bar log. And he has the bartender prepare one of each of the featured beverages for demonstrating and tasting at the Power Shift with the dining room associates.
3 ounces of lemon lime soda. And it's a shave technique, so I'm going to shave ice into it.
For each of his Power Shifts, you saw how Tom didn't throw a ton of information at his associates.
The information in the Power Shift meeting has to be relevant for the entire staff. It has to be a great food item, a beverage item, information that they're going to use throughout the shift, a service item. It doesn't need to be a data dump. It just needs to be relevant and concise. All the items that can be documented and put up on a chalkboard or a blackboard need to go in that format. You can even post reports. Anything that's data related has to be left in that form and not used in the Power Shift.
Of course, you can't forget about those associates who miss a Power Shift.
To communicate with somebody who misses the Power Shift is to either get them together in small groups or do it one-on-one. It only takes 3 minutes. You can go through with them one-on-one all the same items that you covered in the Power Shift with the large group.
One of his secrets is great communication. And he uses the Power Shift to really reach out to his team.
Power Shift is a great concept in that it systematizes something that a lot of managers do a lot of different ways. And for everybody to have one format to follow and to execute it with a high level of energy will set up a lot more shifts for success. Communication is the key to being a great manager. And the Power Shift is your opportunity to step up on your soapbox and shine. You inject your staff with the energy through the communication that you have in a great Power Shift.
Tom is especially clear on one aspect of the whole Power Shift program, the benefits to Applebee's guests.
When my associates walk away from a Power Shift, they're energized and they're ready to take care of the guests. It all boils down to great customer service, interaction with the guests in a manner that will bring the guests back and gives them the best opportunity to have the best experience at an Applebee's.
Tom Monahan has achieved great success as a general manager at Applebee's through his daily Power Shifts with his associates. You've just seen and heard how he does it. You can do it too and get similar results. But one thing should be clear from watching Tom. Good Power Shifts don't happen by themselves. The keys are the right planning, the right attention to detail, and the right energy behind the whole presentation. So, here's your call to action for today. Perform a strong Power Shift with a food item, beverage item, service item, and with positive energy. And tomorrow, do it all over again and pump up the energy even more. Because a great Power Shift leads to superior guest experiences. And that's what everybody's job at Applebee's is really all about.